Hello everyone, and welcome to It's Funny to Tears. Today, we're diving into a universally shared human experience. The awkward elevator ride. You know the one. That small, moving box where social norms go to get weird. It's a place where time seems to slow down, and every second feels like an eternity. We've all been there, staring at the floor, the ceiling, the door, anywhere but at the other person. So let's unpack some of the most cringeworthy, hilarious, and downright bizarre elevator moments that you'll definitely relate to. First up, let's talk about the classic dilemma: to talk or not to talk. You step into an empty elevator, hit your floor button, and just as the doors start to close, a hand shoots in. The doors reopen, and in walks your co-worker from another department. You know their face, maybe even their name, but you've never actually spoken. Now you're trapped together for 30 floors. The silence is deafening. You both pull out your phones, pretending to be incredibly busy, scrolling through old photos because you have zero signal. You can feel their presence, they can feel yours. You might risk a quick, tight-lipped smile, which they return with equal awkwardness. The tension builds with every floor number that lights up. You're counting down the seconds until one of you can make a clean escape, and when their floor finally arrives, they mutter a quick, "Have a good one," and you breathe a sigh of relief as the doors close, leaving you in blessed solitude once more. Then there's the accidental button presser. This person gets in, and in a moment of sheer panic or clumsiness, their elbow, their bag, or their entire body slams against the control panel, lighting up every single floor button. The look of horror on their face is priceless. They try to unpress the buttons, which, as we all know, is impossible. Now everyone in the elevator is their unwilling accomplice on a grand tour of the entire building. The new people getting on at each floor look at the lit up panel with pure confusion, then at the original button presser, who is now trying to become invisible in the corner. You can feel the collective groan of the entire elevator car. It's a journey that bonds you in shared misery, a silent pact of, we will never speak of this again. Each stop is a fresh wave of awkwardness as the doors open to an empty hallway, then slowly close again. And what about the person who has a full-blown, very loud phone conversation? They walk in, phone glued to their ear, discussing everything from their messy divorce to their doctor's appointment last Tuesday. You're not trying to eavesdrop, but you can't help it. You learn more about this stranger in 30 seconds than you know about some of your own relatives. They're pacing the tiny space, gesticulating wildly, completely oblivious to their captive audience. You're trying so hard not to make eye contact, but you accidentally do, and now you're an unwilling participant in their drama. You give them a look that you hope says, "I'm not listening," but they probably interpret it as, "Oh, that's terrible. Brenda really did that?" By the time you get off, you feel like you need to send them a sympathy card, or maybe some legal advice. Let's not forget the dreaded wrong way rider. This person is so engrossed in their phone or lost in thought that they get into an elevator, going up when they want it to go down. They don't realize their mistake until the elevator has already ascended several floors. You see the dawning realization on their face. Their eyes dart from the floor numbers to their own reflection in the steel doors. A silent dialogue of, "How did I mess this up?" They have two choices: ride it all the way to the top and then back down, prolonging the awkwardness, or get off at the next floor and shamefully wait for another elevator going in the correct direction. Either way, you feel a pang of second-hand embarrassment for them. It's a small, insignificant mistake, but in the confined space of an elevator, it feels like a monumental failure of basic navigation skills. And then there's the food situation. Someone gets on with the most pungent-smelling lunch you could possibly imagine. It might be microwave fish, a curry, or something heavy on the garlic. The aroma instantly fills the small space, and there's no escape. Everyone starts subtly sniffing, trying to identify the source. The person with the food either knows and is deeply ashamed, holding their takeout bag at arm's length as if it's radioactive. Or they are completely unaware, humming a little tune while their garlicky cloud of doom suffocates everyone else. You're trying to breathe through your mouth without being obvious. But it's a losing battle. By the time you get to your floor, your clothes, your hair, and your very soul smell like someone else's lunch. It's an olfactory assault you won't soon forget. One of the most anxiety-inducing moments is the hold the door dance. You see someone rushing for the elevator as the doors are closing. Your instinct is to be a good person and stick your hand out to stop it. But what if you misjudge their speed? You hold it, they're still 20 feet away, doing that awkward jog walk. Now everyone in the elevator is staring at you, then at the slow-moving person. You've just delayed everyone's journey for what feels like an hour. The person finally gets in, breathless and apologetic, and you're left feeling like you either saved the day or became public enemy number one. On the flip side, there's the agony of being the person running for the elevator, making eye contact with someone inside and watching them deliberately look away as the doors slide shut. The rejection is swift and brutal. And of course we have to mention the overly friendly person. This individual sees the elevator not as a mode of transport, but as a networking opportunity, a speed friending session. They want to know your name, what you do, how your day is going, and what your plans are for the weekend. While their intentions are probably good, their energy is just too much for 7 a.m. on a Monday. You're barely awake, and now you're in a forced conversation about the weather with a complete stranger. You give one-word answers, hoping they'll get the hint, but they are relentless. They are a ray of sunshine in a place that's meant for quiet contemplation and existential dread. You almost admire their spirit, but mostly you just want them to stop talking so you can go back to staring at the numbers. Let's not forget the moment when the elevator is packed. I mean, shoulder to shoulder, personal space is a myth packed. Everyone is trying to avoid physical contact, but it's impossible. You're contorting your body into unnatural shapes, trying not to breathe directly on the person in front of you. Someone's backpack is jabbing you in the ribs. You have to get off, but you're in the back corner. The journey to the door becomes an epic quest. You have to mutter a constant stream of "excuse me, sorry, just trying to get out, pardon me." You feel like you're navigating a human maze. Finally, you burst out into the hallway, gasping for air, feeling like you've just survived a major ordeal. You take a moment to compose yourself before you can even think about starting your day. Then there's the ultimate elevator horror story, getting stuck. The lights flicker, the car shudders to a halt between floors. A collective gasp fills the space. The initial reaction is disbelief, followed by a wave of quiet panic. Everyone looks at each other, a new, terrifying bond forming between you. Someone nervously presses the alarm button. A crackly voice comes over the intercom, assuring you that help is on the way. But on the way could mean 5 minutes or 5 hours. This is where you see people's true colors. The overly friendly person might start organizing a talent show. The quiet person might have a panic attack. The loud phone talker might try to call for help, complaining about the lack of service. The awkwardness of a normal elevator ride is nothing compared to the intense, forced intimacy of being trapped with strangers. You might walk in as strangers, but you'll walk out as survivors of the great elevator entrapment of that year. So there you have it, a tour of the many circles of elevator awkwardness. From silent standoffs to olfactory assaults, these tiny moving rooms are a stage for some of life's most uncomfortable and hilarious social dramas. They're a reminder that no matter who we are, we're all just trying to get from one floor to another without making it weird. But let's be honest, where's the fun in that? What are some of your most awkward elevator stories? Share them in the comments below. I would absolutely love to read them. We can all cringe and laugh together. Thanks for watching. It's funny to tears. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.